Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. This is part 3 of Saree hacks. So if you haven't already, check out part 1 and part 2. In today's video, we're going to cover everything to do with draping a pattu or silk saree and how to manage it, how to make it stay in place and not get too puffy, how to iron down the front pleats but make sure they're not too flat. We're gonna cover all of those concerns today, so let's get started. First things first, as always, you want to iron the entire saree. I'm just going to pleat my pallu, and it's the quickest, easiest method. You just kind of pick up the width that you'd like and place it over the next layer and kind of repeat that till you get to the other end of the saree. So we have a point of reference. The first drape I'm going to do is without any ironing. It's just going to be organic pleats, and let's get started. So this is the organic pleat look. I didn't iron the pleats at all, and this works for sarees like this one where it is puffy. As you can see, there's more volume at the bottom of the saree, but it's pretty much still holding the pleats. It's a little too puffy for my liking, so I'm going to show you what it looks like when you iron one side of the pleats. For the second part, I'm going to iron the inside of the front pleats, and so to do that, what I'm going to do is lay the saree down onto the ironing board. I want to put the pleats on the ironing board. And I want to make sure that the good side of the saree, so this is the good side of the saree, is facing the iron board. So I'm just going to gather all of these pleats really roughly and then put them on the iron board, like so. There we go. Once I've got the pleats onto the ironing board, what I'm going to do now is take a moment to kind of flare out the pleats how I like them before I take an iron to the pleats. All right, so this is what the pleats look like, but we're going to take some time to flare this out. Okay, so take some time here to really show some love to your pleats. All right, so when you're happy with the pleats and how they've flared out, you can take the iron and very lightly iron the inside. So I'm not putting a lot of pressure. I'm not even letting the iron sit on the pleats. I'm just going to nicely press them down, but like very, very lightly and only on the inside. I've ironed down the inside of my front pleats, and I'm going to drape this just like I normally would. And this is the saree draped with the front pleats ironed, but only ironed on the inside. So it still gives you that organic look on the outside. But as you can see, the pleats are really being obedient. They're staying in place, but you have these beautiful folds on the inside, and the outside folds are organic and they don't look like they've been pressed down. And this is the third option of wearing your front pleats, which is ironing down both sides and really pressing down the front pleats. So what I'm doing here is just gathering all the pleats and kind of spreading them out like I did for the first method. But what I'm going to do is really press down the outside folds. So I'm just placing them in the spot that I want. You want to make sure that they're flared out. You don't want it to be straight. The only difference between this method and the previous method I showed is that the good side of the saree is facing me, so I can see all the pleats, and the outside folds will be pressed down along with the inside. Once you're happy with how the pleats look, you can go ahead and press them down. And And this is the third method, which involves ironing down the front pleats completely. My only tip here would be, if you are going to do this method, make sure you stagger the pleats. You don't stack them on one on top of each other, because then it will look really bad. This is not my style, but a lot of people love it. So I just wanted to show the difference in how you can manipulate how your front pleats look just by ironing. So as you saw in this video, when I first started off with the organic pleats, they are beautiful, they fall beautifully, but they're harder to manage. As you move, they kind of fall out of place, and they're just harder to ensure that they stay in place. Whereas with ironing one side of the pleats, it gives you that beautiful organic look you want on the outside, but still gives it some structure, and the pleats aren't gonna go all wild on you. The third method, a lot of people love it. I just personally wouldn't recommend it or wear it myself. It is a very specific look. I personally think it kind of looks flat, but it also gives a lot of structure. So if that's what you're going for, try it out and see what you prefer. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comment box below, and I will see you in a future video.